Good morning. I am very honored to have this opportunity to present the digitization of Chinese cave temples with you. In the next 30 minutes, I will focus on the entire process of Xumishan Cave-temple digitization project and introduce other achievements. On January 14th, about 4 months ago, the special exhibition Revive the Glory of Lost Cultural Relics, Digital Reconstruction for Lost Cultural Relics in Longmen Grottos was held in Luoyang Museum. The exhibition was gently organized by the Luoyang Longmen Grotto Research Institute, the Institute of Humanity and Social Sciences at Zhejiang University, and the Institute of Cultural Heritage of Zhejiang University, showcasing the outcomes of digital reconstruction of Longmen Grotto sculptures that were lost overseas 100 years ago. During the exhibition, I had the opportunity to briefly introduce the development of Chinese grotto digitization to Professor Catherine Zhang. Shortly after, I received an invitation from Professor Zhang to participate in this symposium and was generously given 30 minutes to introduce our team's work in more detail. Thus, today, I will present the digitization project of the Xumishan Grotto as a case study and explain how it helped us establish the method and the work philosophy we use to study and exhibit cave temples with digital technologies. First, I will provide some background information about cave temples in China. The cave temple is the most abundant type of cultural heritage in China, vividly reflecting the spread of Buddhism in China and its gradual Sinicization. Due to its rich characteristics of cultural exchange and integration between China and the world, it also attracted great attention from the academic community of the world. And Professor Catherine Zhang is one of the outstanding scholars in this field. In 2020, a comprehensive investigation of grotto temples was organized by the Chinese government. And by the end of 2021, the state administrations of cultural heritage announced a total of 5,986 sites of grottos and cliff sculptures here. Since April 2012, the work has been ongoing for over a decade. It is a case study constantly being reviewed as the reviewing process itself also contains great archaeological significance. In 2011, when Zhejiang University and the Ningxia Institute of Archaeology started the Xumishan Grottos archaeological project, the multi-view stereo 3D construction algorithm improved by Professor Diao has been applied to engineering projects. After test in 2011, we decided to apply it to the Xumishan project in April 2012. Xumishan grottos are located in Guyuan, Ningxia, a significant grotto group and national heritage site in northwest China. It has rich history of excavation since the North Wei dynasty. Surrounded by the majestic mountains, the southern end of the grotto is a canyon, commonly known as Sikouzi. It served as an important gateway to the ancient post road to the western regions, also known as the Shimen Pass. With a total of 151 numbered caves, the grottos are divided into 8 areas according to the natural terrain. Investigations began in 1951, and 2 scientific surveys with numbering efforts took place since the mid-1980s. In 2012, our work chose to focus on the area of Yungang Temple, which is named by the temple in front of it. And our target here is the vast area of the 14 numbers caves and the attached caves. The archaeology work with digital technology includes, first, interdisciplinary studies with teamwork. Computer scientists, engineers, and archaeologists were working in the same team in the field. Second, organization of the research history of cave-temples, such as preservation projects and conservation of cave eaves. Third, layout, surveying, and mapping. We make the integrated mapping of the entire grotto area to ensure that it can be matched with the digital measurement results of the selected area. Fourth, digital recording, mastering, and drawing for both on-site and off-site calculation. Fifth, integration of archaeology and digital technology. Then we take photographs and write academic reports. Our digital team established a field digitalization workflow in this project, and special regulations have been made for different scales of cultural heritage, from equipment selection and lighting application. Fieldwork. These 3 photos show how we do mapping, calibration, and image data acquisition. Drawings were also used afterwards. As archaeologists, the lead cast of the team, we should record on-site, provide full guidance for workers to observe and photograph the cave relics, interact with these digital outcomes, and constantly refine archaeological observations and records. During this process, professional high-resolution archaeological photographs were made, and comparisons with historical documents were considered. This is a photo representing the inner structure of Cave 46. Comparing these 2 photos taken from the same angle, one from the middle 1980s and the other from 2012, we can see how much this sculpture has weathered over the past 30 years. Unfortunately, the information about this later decoration have been lost. Such field work reminds us the importance of using digital technology to rescue information about cultural heritage. Afterward, the team began the off-site computational work with the multi-view stereo 3D construction algorithm developed by Professor Diao, which was not traditionally part of archaeological work. They completed the construction of a 3D model of the cave, generated arose photos from the 3D reconstruction according to the needs of archaeology. Here are some examples of arose photographs from the different transections of the Cave 45. One purpose of introducing digital technology was to create a base map for the line drawings, and we needed to double-check the site before completion. Here is a completed line drawing based on orthophoto. Digital technology in cave surveying begins with creating a 3D model and then generating different survey maps based on archaeological needs. Theoretically, it allows archaeologists to choose the projection plan and cutting plan freely so they can understand cave information comprehensively and conduct survey mapping through the model. Archaeologists are somehow liberated. They are free from complex measurement tasks that they are not good at, so they can focus on observation and documentation, which is not an easy task as well. The digital survey shows the accuracy and efficiency of digital recording. Complex man-made excavated remains such as irregular surfaces, weathered details, etc., are accurately recorded. It also enables fast and efficient comparative research. Most importantly, the accurate models used in digital mapping present comprehensive details of cave-temple remains, including excavation works, later restoration and redecoration, weathering and damage, and the relationship between later redecoration and original excavation, and so on. In May 2021, the launch ceremony for the report on the Yungang temple area of the Xumishan grottos was held. According to the archaeologist Xumishan, former Deputy Director of State Administration of Cultural Heritage, it is the first archaeological report with the introduction of digital technology system. In this report, also graphic images are printed for the first time as a record of the cave temples' archaeological outcomes. This book's title, inscribed by Mr. Su Bai in 2017, is printed on the title page. Why do we need to keep reviewing the Xumishan project? Because it is a starting point for establishing our work philosophy and approach. We explored the use of digital technology in archaeological studies of cave temples, primarily for the purpose of collecting and recording information about the site, to address almost all issues from personnel organization to publications. We faced a lot of doubts because initially, the traditional scholarly community did not fully understand and trust that such digital technology could be regarded as a reliable tool to record archaeological information. We clarified the connections between digital technology and traditional archaeological work, explicites its archaeological properties, and make it basic knowledge in the cave temple archaeology. It is now included in the guidelines for the compilation of archaeological reports on Chinese cave temples, published by the State Administration of Cultural Heritage on July 30, 2021. And by this project, we established a distinctive workflow, including clear work philosophy, method, and the fundamental goal for the digital preservation of cultural heritage at Zhejiang University. Our work philosophy is based on the archaeological principles of presence, stance, and perspectives. Our outcomes meet the standards of archaeological archives and can be permanently saved and sustainably reproduced. Our academic approach is an interdisciplinary study integrating computer science and archaeology. Based on the characteristics of Chinese cultural heritage, we develop and upgrade specific hardware and software for digital preservation, research, design, and make engineering equipment, integrate various digital technologies, and explore the path of digitalization of Chinese cultural heritage through engineering practice. Our ultimate goal is to establish a trove of digital archives for Chinese cultural heritage to serve academia and the public. We aim to contribute to the preservation of world cultural history and offer special knowledge for the digital era. Most importantly, digital archaeological records allow cultural heritage to present them and tell their own stories. This is the law goals I understand from fieldwork to exhibition. Based on the understanding of digital records as a comprehensive information recording and presentation of cultural heritage under new technological conditions, Zhejiang University, in collaboration with Dunhuang Academy, Yungang Growth Research Institute, Longmen Grottoes Research Institute, and other cave temples, continues to explore and practice the digitalization of cave temples from academia to the public and from fieldwork to exhibition. We have implemented quite a few case studies making immovable cultural relics movable by creating digital cave temples of the highest authenticity that can be brought through from the cliffs and displayed as popular technology plus humanities exhibits for the public to enjoy. There are two milestones in our work. First, in December 2017, a 3D printed replica of the west rear chamber of Cave 3 at Yungang Grottos was completed in Qingdao. This marks a reproducible level of Chinese digital technology in reproducing cultural heritage objects. Second, in 2018, a scaled movable replica of Cave-12 of the Yungang Grottos was completed using the block-by-block method, marking the completion of a system process for creating large movable replicas of grottos. Here shows the process of a movable large-scale grotto replication approach. In May 2019, we received the Top 10 Academy Achievements Award from Zhejiang University. In 2020, the replica of Cave-12 was established at the Zhejiang University Museum of Art and Archaeology. Starting its world tour, you may have the opportunity to see it in the United States. Visitors were immersed in the replica. In 2021, many of our achievements became a part of the major national art project, Compilation of Classical in the Flourishing Age, the exhibition of achievements in compiling a comprehensive collection of ancient Chinese paintings. It is a touring exhibition as well. These immovable grotto art heritages have been reunited with the rare Buddhist paintings at home and abroad in this exhibition, vividly presenting the unique charm of ancient Chinese art. This is Cave 245 of Dazu Rock Caverns and its replica. This is a 3D printing replication of Zizhu Guanyin Bodhisattva in Anyue, Sichuan Province, Song Dynasty. This is 3D printing replication of Mitra Grotto of Feilai Mountain in Hangzhou, Song Dynasty. The timeline of the digitization and replication of the Mitra Grotto reflects the current technology and efficiency of Chinese cultural heritage digitization from field scanning to exhibition. There is a section titled Lifelike Images of Verisimilitude currently on exhibit in the National Museum of China, showcasing 10 representative grotto niches from 8 grottos in China that have been listed as World Cultural Heritage Sites. This is also a concentrated display of the achievement of Chinese cultural heritage digitization in 2 decades. Zhejiang University is proud to present all of them. Behind this grotto corridor lies a comprehensive digital archive that has been rescued to preserve detailed information about each individual grotto. This represents part of the solidified Chinese cultural heritage digital resources. The digital cultural heritage team at Zhejiang University has been working relentlessly to solidify the foundation of cultural heritage digitization resources. This is an expanding map of our work by March 2023. The medium-term and long-term plan of the National Cultural Heritage Administration for Digital Archaeology also encourages the systematic digitalization of cave-temples. Laboratory of Art and Archaeology image of Zhejiang University is under construction. Zhejiang University is now participating in the digital archaeological excavation of Yungang Cave, which houses earliest but with the most grotto niches in Longmen grottos. This cave equals a mid-sized cave temple complex. Over 2,000 niches are coded. I am appointed as the chief scientist of this project, since it is a major project of the digital archaeology of cave temples in the medium and long-term national plan. Our planned outcomes are a report, a digital film, and a large-scale exhibition. This is a tree we created to illustrate the various applications of cultural heritage digital resources. This tree is a 5th version and will continue to grow. Various digital applications built upon detailed archaeological data are aimed at the exhibition and publication of cultural heritage digitization. All of them are the foundation of China's cultural heritage digital resources. Mrs. Su Bai, my PhD supervisor, wrote a calligraphy for us after we completed the second phase of fieldwork at Xumishan Grotto in 2013. 就学商量加随密，新学培养转生成。It means traditional learning, deliberated constantly, becomes more refined. New knowledge, cultivated incessantly, leads to deep understanding. This is a verse by Zhu Xi, a philosopher of the Song Dynasty. This calligraphy piece was especially meaningful in clarifying the origins of our commitment to digital work in archaeology. While preparing this presentation, it is a little difficult to me because the English is not my work language. I happened to read a poem by Zhou Xingji, a poet from Zhejiang in the Song Dynasty. All efforts to the way, 1,000 miles share the same wind. May we draw inspiration from each other's experience and aspirations and move forward on the path to success together. Thank you all, and many thanks again to Professor Zhang.